Welcome back to the show. June happens to be Migraine and Headache Awareness Month, and so many people suffer from this. I think probably the majority of us have had a headache of some kind, but when it gets into that migraine stage or some of those severe headaches, it's really important to find some natural ways to help stave that off. Well, here to tell us more about some of those great natural remedies, we are joined by Dr. Stephanie Rubino. Stephanie, welcome. Great to have you back. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. So, Stephanie, I'm sure there are many causes. Maybe, you can just highlight some of them. What are some of the causes of severe headache and migraine?
Well, there are so many different types of headache. I think that's really important to know. We have tension headaches, dehydration headaches, migraine headaches. So really important to identify what type of headache you might be experiencing. And then when it comes to causes, we know genetics plays a role, what we eat. So there's certain food triggers, dehydration, stress and anxiety, even poor posture. A lot of us are in front of the computer for many hours in the day, so that will definitely be a cause for headaches.
Well, you mentioned food, so let's talk specifically about foods and, how often we eat, I believe, makes a difference as well, and probably there's some foods out there maybe we should be avoiding.
Absolutely. So we know when we don't eat regularly, that can impact our blood sugar levels, really causing our blood sugar levels to drop, causing hypoglycemia, and that can trigger a headache. So eating regularly throughout the day, really trying not to skip a meal, and if you need to, incorporating a few snacks in the day. And most of your meals should consist of healthy proteins, healthy fats, fiber, and a rainbow of fruits and vegetables. Really, really important. And then when it comes to foods to avoid, we know that there's certain food additives that can trigger headaches. So nitrates found in processed meats, sulfites that you might find in red wine and dried fruits, MSG, even, there's food additives in aged cheeses. Sometimes these can trigger headaches. So it's a really great idea to actually keep a food journal and, sort of monitor what you're eating throughout the day and noticing any association between what you eat and the, start of a headache.
And Dr. Rubino, one thing we can find in different foods is magnesium, and my understanding that can help with migraine and headache as well. Tell us about magnesium and how that works.
So research has shown that if we are deficient in magnesium, that can actually trigger migraine headaches in certain individuals. We know magnesium is an essential mineral. It helps in terms of supporting our muscles with muscle contraction and relaxation. Magnesium is also part of our stress response. When we're under stress and extreme stress, our magnesium levels get used up a lot, and that can lead to magnesium deficiency. And it's actually a quite common deficiency that can happen among Canadians. And there has been research showing that supplementing with magnesium can help prevent headaches. So focusing on foods that are high in magnesium, spinach, avocado, some of our nuts and seeds, hummus, really important sources to incorporate into your daily diet. And even looking at supplemental sources of magnesium, there has been research showing that about 600 milligrams of magnesium citrate per day can actually reduce the severity and frequency of migraine headaches.
Let's move on to hydration. How important is it for us to stay hydrated?
Well, always, right? It's always important, no matter what we're talking about. But definitely when it comes to headaches, we know if we don't drink enough water, that can lead to dehydration headaches. And what happens is our brain can actually shrink, pull away from the skull, and that can trigger pain and headaches. So drinking water throughout the day, make sure you always carry a reusable bottle. That is always a constant reminder that you need to drink. You can also consume water-rich foods like cucumbers and watermelon, and really be careful in terms of your coffee intake and alcohol intake. We know those can be very dehydrating and cause some problems. So be aware that if you are having coffee, making sure that you do drink 1 or 2 glasses of water afterwards.
Yeah, great advice. Let's talk about sleep and reducing stress. Another couple of things that can really affect you, especially, what we're talking about, which is headaches and migraines.
So it's interesting when it comes to sleep. Actually, getting too little sleep or too much sleep can trigger a headache. And we know that variations in serotonin, which is an important neurotransmitter, and even other neurotransmitters in the body can trigger headaches. We know stress, too, is a trigger. High cortisol levels when we experience stress can impact our melatonin, which is our major sleep hormone that helps to regulate our sleep cycle. So they do go hand in hand, stress and sleep. Really important to incorporate some stress reducing activities, whether it's journaling, exercising, meditation, and really adopting some really healthy sleep habits as well, making sure that you're sleeping in a dark room with minimal noise disruption, all important. And there is actually a really important amino acid known as 5-HTP. It actually acts as a precursor to serotonin. So serotonin, again, a really important chemical neurotransmitter that helps to improve our mood, helps to decrease pain, and also helps to regulate our sleep. And research with 5-HTP has shown that taking around 400 milligrams per day can reduce the severity and frequency of migraine headaches. So just one caution with 5-HTP, there may be some interactions with some medications, so definitely speak to your healthcare provider if you're taking any meds.
Just have 30 seconds. You did mention exercise. I imagine staying active, stretching, that's also important for us.
All important, helps to increase our endorphins, which improves our mood, helps to reduce pain. So making sure you're incorporating aerobic exercises, strength training, and don't forget to stretch.
Excellent. Dr. Rubino, always a pleasure having you, Stephanie. Thank you so much for joining us again today.
Thank you.
Some great advice there. And you know what? Another thing that can help reduce stress, that is music. In the next couple of segments, we're going to be talking music in different ways. Coming up next, we're going to tell you about Riverwood Acoustics, a great Ottawa success story. We'll be back with that after this.